Hey. So I am glad we are live. Oh, let's have a look here. So basically, I ordered some drinks and it was just spinning round and round and round and round, and I just thought, oh my god, is it going to happen? Is it going to actually log on? But it did, so it's cool. Hopefully, there were a few lags on, I think, on Tuesday, so hopefully there won't be any lags today. I have what you call it, a chai tea latte. I actually got normal milk today because normally sometimes I get like oat milk, sometimes I'll get soya milk, but today I felt like a normal one. As you can see, I'm on my own. Mark is working away. Well, I say working away, he's actually working downstairs. Still got a little bit of COVID, but he felt that he wanted just to like carry on with work and stuff. So I'm going to be doing it on my own. So please join me. Don't let me talk to myself, please. So how is everyone? What is everyone up to? It's been a weird week for me, really. Sort of slightly busy, sort of slightly not much to do. There are videos for me to edit. I haven't, do you know what? I haven't really been in the mood, or sometimes it's not even about being in the mood. Sometimes it's just being like really distracted. I had a few calls today. So my aunt called me to see how I am. Hey, auntie, hope you're all right. So she was just calling me to see how I was today. And then my cousin caught up with me. And he was saying, I was calling him yesterday, but he didn't pick up. So he called me today and we were having a little chat. And he was saying that he was out with his work friends and they were having a few drinks and that. And he bumped into Common. And I was just like, Common. And I knew the name, but I couldn't think. And he was like, the rapper. And I was just like, can't picture it. And then he said, the one that was in John Wick. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then he sent me a picture. And apparently Common's in London actually filming something for Apple TV. So yeah, so he's around. And so he approached Common and got a picture with him. And then I said, do you know what? When I was on the plane, we were on the way back from Florida, and I saw Fat Man Scoop on the plane. So he was in my row. So me and Mark were sitting in like a three, and then Fat Man Scoop had the whole middle to himself, and then you had the other row of three. And I was like to Mark, oh my god, that's Fat Man Scoop. And Mark was like, who? And I was like, Fat Man Scoop. And I never knew there was a love like this before. And I was just like, and he was like, oh, no, I don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, I must have messaged Mark's brother, and Mark's brother knew exactly who it was. And engine number 5. Anyway, so when we were on the plane, as the plane landed, I said, oh, can I get a picture with you? And he goes, yeah, let's get off the plane and then I'll get a picture with you. So I waited and then got a picture of him. So my cousin sent me a picture of him and Common, and I sent him a picture of me and Fat Man Scoop. It was crazy. Oh right, yeah. Okay. Aoife, how's the hospital? How was it? So I take it you can use your phone, right? Kelly, I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you. Just bought the pomegranate green tea and I'm looking forward to it. It's a sunny day, but windy. You are right. Yesterday, it rained for a bit and then it was really sunny, but it was so windy. It was really, the back garden fence was really, really shaking. And today, I mean, I'm up in the bedroom. I've got it. This is all natural light, by the way. So I didn't have to, search for lights or anything like that. I hope you like my headband, guys. This was the actual first headband that I ever bought at Disney when we were in Florida. So this is my, I love these ears. I don't know why, but I just feel like they're just traditional, nice ears. I think they do still sell them actually, because they're just the traditional ears. Um, but yeah, I really like these ones. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put these ears on today. I have ordered some stuff from Amazon, and I ordered I didn't bring it upstairs with me, but I'll bring it up next time. So I ordered the Central Perk cookbook, which is a friend's cookbook. So I've not had a chance. It arrived today. I've not had a chance to open the box and actually look inside it. And the other book that I ordered was oh, what was it? It was the part 4 of the Harry Potter. So it's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, but it's the illustrated one. So now I've got 4 books, 4 of the illustrated Harry Potter books. And the reason why I got it was because it was £16. And I think they're normally something like between 20 and £30 normally. So to get it for 16, I was really, really pleased with that. They really suit you, Kelly. Yes, thank you. Do you know what? There's something about these ears that I really like. They're not, they're not like anything, like the other ones that I've got. There's a particular quirk to them or whatever. And these are just stunning as they are, just like plain black and red. I just really, really liked it. Oh, you've got the earphones, but can only really stay till 7 as there's right, BP. Yeah, temp check. Then by 8 it's TV time. Ooh. And told to keep headphones in. Exactly, yeah, because you don't want to be disturbing the other patients, right? So it's just best to have your earphones in. um Being advised to rest and not be on calls, exactly, and text so much, um and in for 5 days rather than 2. Oh wow, so they've upped your days. um right, so you're gonna have full blood work and all of that type of stuff. Okay, at least they're gonna check you thoroughly, and earlier was blood and iron levels check. Okay, okay, so sounds like you're going to get the full body overhaul, so that's quite good, really. um I what did I do, like I said, yeah, so I had a couple calls, one from my aunt, one from my cousin, and my little nephew was painting, and he did like this big block of red and this big block of orange, and I said, oh, what is it you're painting? And it was a sunset. So it's just funny, like they've done. I remember when I used to do drawings, and I'm uh, sort of like coloring and things like. I was very much into coloring when I was younger and all of that. And I remember we had to draw pictures, and you would draw blue at the top because that would be the sky, and then you do green at the bottom because that would be the grass. But in between would be white. So it never occurred to us as kids, to sort of like carry the sky all the way down in different shades of blue or whatever, because in your mind, things are simplistic, aren't they? So you just have blue at the top and green at the bottom. And when he was doing the sunset, it was just very interesting to me that he had done red at the top and then went to orange. He hadn't finished, so I don't know what color he was going to do at the bottom, but it was just very interesting that red and orange were very prominent for a sunset. Oh, because they are. When you watch a sunset, they're prominent colors. It's normally like an amber, or rather than the yellow, because when you're younger you just picture the sun as yellow, I suppose, or most people do. Or maybe I'm one of the few, I don't know. um uh okay, so like the ears, Kelly, thank you so much, thank you. um yeah, so sitting up here, um uh 3 others in the ward, yeah, so you don't want to disturb the others, so 4 of you, so that's quite good. Do you know what I mean? There's 4 of you, small number, because sometimes you can be in a ward of up to 6 to 8 people, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But it's nice, there's 4 of you, you're just gonna be in the ward, and you're just gonna listen to your headphones, or listen to music, or watch something on your headphones, and stuff like that, so that's quite good, really. um but yeah, it's nice that it's difficult getting used to the time change, when you have to. I think it's an hour forward, isn't it? Because in the winter it's an hour backwards, so sometimes, so now for the next 6 months we're an hour forward. And I think that um, it's really, really nice that at this time it's not dark and you can actually see the light and you can actually enjoy the time. So, like, if you go to work and if you're lucky enough to finish early-ish, let's say roughly around 5, and it's not too long a commute, you can still get back home in time to maybe, as the summertime comes in, to enjoy the last vestiges of the sun. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'd get back home and it'd be sort of like 6 o'clock or just gone 6. But you could just pull your chair out and sort of like have half an hour or an hour of sun. And I really used to enjoy that. I hope we have a good summer, to be quite honest. I would love to be able to just spend the summer in the garden, reading, editing videos, having barbecues and stuff like that. So it'd be quite nice. Let's have a sip of my hot chai latte, which isn't very hot. I asked for it extra hot, but I don't think they paid any attention to the note. I got Mark a normal one. He likes oat one, sorry. So I got him a large oat one, and I got him the birthday cookie. He said, "Oh, can I have the birthday cookie?" So he's enjoying the birthday cookie, but I have got a pan au chocolat and the normal chai tea latte. Do you know what? I really do like a chai tea latte, but I really like it when it's hot. Mm. Sometimes when Mark makes me a tea in the morning, sometimes I'm so tired, I'm still sleeping for a bit, and by the time I get it, and by the time I wake up to have it, it's lukewarm, and I just think, oh, I really wish it was hot so that it could, sometimes you just want that hot cup of tea or hot chocolate or hot chai tea latte, whatever hot drink. Um, Kelly, to prevent visitors from visiting outside rest hour, ward gets locked. Um, it's a gynae and obstetrics unit ward. Okay. Um, Nurses have informed me that they are not answering calls unless from other professionals linked to the care of the patients. Oh, okay. So basically, no one can call you then on the ward. I'm guessing. But you know what? To be quite honest, you're there to sort of rest and relax. You don't want to be taking calls and things like that and be on the phone, right? I think that's the whole point of it. I think if it was me, like I said to you, I would probably have brought a book, do a bit of a word search, watch a bit of TV, that type of thing, because that's what you're there for, just to relax and to sort of like calm, and do you know what I mean? But because you've been doing all your studying and things like that, so you know what you advise people. So whatever it is that you would advise people, that's the sort of advice you need to give to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we forget about ourselves. Sometimes we're so busy concentrating on other people or doing things for other people, we sort of forget, you know what, it's my time and I want to do things and I want to be calm, or I want to stay in, or I don't want to go there, or I don't want. And sometimes, you do end up upsetting people. Like, sometimes if I don't want to go somewhere or whatever, I do end up upsetting some people. And I don't mean to, but sometimes I just feel like, you know, we're still in a pandemic, and I think different people feel different things about the pandemic. So some people are quite confident, they don't really mind it, they just go out, enjoy life, and do whatever. And I am of the ilk, I just want to be a little bit cautious, and I just don't want to so this is my second year of having COVID. I managed to survive all of 2021 with no COVID. So I had COVID in 2020 and COVID in 2022. And the thing is, whenever you go out or whatever, or you're going for dinner or you're meeting up with friends and things like that, there's always that risk. That's the risks that you take when you go out and things like that. And for the most part, I don't mind, going out and meeting friends and going for dinner and things like that. I just don't want to do, because I do really feel that if you don't go out, and if you can be, it's very, very easy to become a recluse. It's very, very easy to just stay indoors and not see anyone and not do anything. And I don't want to get into that level of um of not going out, of being that cautious that you become a recluse. But I want to find a happy medium. I don't want to be um putting myself at risk all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's trying to find that balance, and it's very, very difficult. And sometimes it's really difficult to explain to people. Well, do you know what? Because they'll be like, oh yeah, but you went there. Oh yeah, but you went there. Oh what? And now you don't want to go there because you went there. But it's not a case of that. Sometimes it's a case of sometimes you just don't want to go there, but you might want to go there. You might want to do something local. You might not want to go out and do something that is far. Or sometimes you might want to go out somewhere far because you're a bit tired of doing something local. It just depends on what the mindset is at the time. And not all the time do you feel like, oh, do you know what? I want to go out. I've got to please everyone. So it's very difficult. It's a fine line. Yeah, was told one woman is really unwell, and when she came in was at death's door. Oh no. So be mindful, she's only 2 doors down in a private room, right? So hence headphones in and a text over calling. Yeah. No, only via mobile phone. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? People are in the hospital, so they're going to want to relax, or they're going to want to get better, should I say. Advice against studying whilst in. Right, okay. But what I mean to say is not study, but the things that you would advise to other people in order to take care of themselves is maybe the advice you need to apply to yourself, so that you can, because like I said, sometimes you forget about yourself and you're so busy concentrating on other people that sometimes you don't take your own advice and say, do you know what? Today I need to relax. I need to rest up. I need to do my thing. Oh, bear with my house. Smells like chocolate factory. What is it you're doing? Are you melting chocolate or something? Do you know what I mean? Whenever I do a chocolate cake, well, to be fair, whenever I do any cake, whether that be, whether that be a carrot cake or pineapple upside down cake or a chocolate cake, the house really smells lovely. But whenever I melt chocolate to make a ganache, it really smells delicious. I love it. 5 nights of being impatient, and I'm already going loopy. Their rules are insanely strict. 4 in the ward, well separated beds, but that's good. Chocolate cornflakes and eggs. Wow, 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 wow. Do you know what? I remember making what you call it, eggs nests, birds nests at school, out of chocolate, and then you put the little the mini Cadbury's eggs in, those mini sort of, yeah, bird eggs, and then you'd put them in the nest and then you'd bring them home. This was a project that you'd made at school. I remember that. I haven't made any since though. I have to say, I'm not really an Easter egg person. I know, right? Do you know what it is? I feel like with Easter eggs, I've just never been. I always used to get them. I don't get Easter eggs anymore, by the way. But I never really eat them. So I don't know why. I think people used to offer me eggs and things like that, but I'd rather someone give me a bar of chocolate rather than an Easter egg, because I just don't really eat them. I've never really been one for Easter eggs. I don't mind the little things, like sometimes, like if you're going to get like a Rosie's egg or a Quality Street egg or whatever, I like the chocolates that come with it. That I will eat, no problem. But to actually eat the actual Easter egg, no, I'm not really. I feel, do you know what it is? Maybe it's a bit too plain. So I like a chocolate with a bit of excitement, a bit of a pizzazz. So I'm like anything like caramel. Do you know what? They were doing that. They were doing that thing on what's that Easter egg? What's those that the Bueno, the Kinder. That's it. So they were doing a Kinder eggs. There's a recall on the Kinder eggs because they've got salmonella in them or something. And Mark and I were talking, but there's not raw eggs in it. So how could it be Salmonella. So I've got to look into that a bit more. But there's been a recall on the eggs, and Mark and I were trying to work out like why there would be salmonella in it as the eggs are cooked. But yeah. Um, Oh, you have an IV in your hand and yeah, you know what? These things will be irritating. And I think that's part and parcel, really, of when you go into hospital. There are just certain things that you have to expect that are going to be there. And you just think, oh, do you know what? I really could do without this. But you then, on the other hand, think, do you know what? I'm here for my health and I'm here to sort of get better and I'm here to sort of see certain things or do certain things or try to work out certain things. So the fact that you're in there now for 5 days, they'll be able to give you like, thorough support at least. So just bear with the IV for the moment. It's not the greatest of things, but at least you can sort of bear with it. Whoever is doing chocolate, give it to me by helicopter. You're not even allowed to eat chocolate. What are you talking about? You're just telling me that you've got your allergies uh, uh, because of the milk. So no chocolate for you, except for a vegan one. But you don't like the vegan one. That's the problem. You don't like the vegan chocolate. You're gonna have to try a lot of different types of vegan chocolate. Hopefully, find the one that you like. Um, that's the thing, though. In this sort of society, isn't it? It's so very easy now to develop an allergy to something. So that's the helicopter to Galway. Uh, do you know what? It's very easy, I feel like, to develop an allergy or something like that now. And I it baffles me. Do you know what I mean? Is it the way that now food is developed or created, and is it spores in the air or whatever, or is it something that we're doing in today's society that's maybe causing the allergies? Because I remember the only real allergy back in the day, although there were loads of allergies, but the ones that you prominently heard about were bee stings and nuts. And they used to give nuts on the plane, and then they changed it. But you know what? It seemed to me that they only changed it not that long ago, within the last, because even, yeah, it's probably within the last maybe 10, 15 years that I've actually noticed the change. Because like sometimes you'll get pretzels or little sort of like cheddar biscuit snacks or whatever, but you were getting nuts for a very long time, very very long time. And then uh people with nut allergies, it began to get a little bit worse, because I think at the time, as long as you didn't eat them, you were okay. But then there was the spores of the eating nuts, and of course, because you're on a plane, even though the person who had the nut allergy wasn't eating the nuts, uh, I'm guessing is the spores were still causing an allergic reaction. So do you know what I mean? You just think to yourself, "Oh, all these allergies, and they're so scary, so scary." Because if you don't have something nearby that can combat your EpiPen or whatever, that can combat that, it's just so scary. All these allergies are so scary, and I feel sorry for anyone that has an allergy that could take it to that next level of, you know, scariness not being here anymore. Do you know what I mean? Just be really, really careful with these allergies. They're no joke, I tell you that. Um, I get to 1,000. Follow, gonna do a meal invite. Wow, one party and cake. Oh, right. So when you get to 1,000 followers, right, you're gonna do a meal invite out. Party and cake. Woo, woo. Wow, sounds good. Um, because you were crying once admitted. Why were you crying? Was it because you couldn't have chocolate? In the primary care, nurse said to me they would check in on me more regularly till I was settled. Okay. By the way, 12 cross buns, £1.25 at Morrison's. Really, do you know what though? I'm not really one for hot cross buns. I know. Another shocking fact about me: Easter eggs and hot cross buns. What is it you like about Easter, Kelly? What? What? Do you know what? I like a good old roast, a roast lamb for Easter. That would be nice. No, do you know what? I'm not really one for hot cross buns. I know. I don't. I like fruit bread. Don't, and I know it's quite similar, really, but I don't know if it's because maybe there's too much cinnamon in a hot cross bun. Do you know what? I've not had a hot cross bun for, I would say, maybe about 15 years or something like that. Maybe this Easter I'll try a hot cross bun. Maybe I'll get one and try it out and see if I actually like it. Try the Welsh cakes. All right, I'll take a look. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really one. I love fruit bread, but I'm not really one for like tea cakes and hot cross buns and things like that. But do you know what? I will try. I remember going into Co-op and buying hot cross buns, but I think Mark ate them. I think Mark doesn't mind hot cross buns because I do remember I was with Alicia and I actually bought hot cross buns because in my mind I thought, oh, do you know what? I haven't eaten a hot cross bun in years, and so I bought one. Um, but I don't think I ever ate it. I've got to be honest. Um, they went through my case and took the notes on my luggage, and yes, the allergies will be begun to be monitored. Right. On Monday, monitored Monday, blood work and slight exposure followed by a cut out of whatever it is that I'm eating. Do you know what? But that makes sense. Process by elimination. Do you know what I mean? So they'll take one thing out, put one thing back in, take another thing out, put another thing back in, and then try and find out what it is that's causing your reactions. Because sometimes I say sometimes, it's always important to know what causes the allergies. I have long suspected that I am lactose intolerant, long suspected that I am, but never really did anything about it because it hasn't done anything to me that would stop me from functioning. But I do believe that milk um, does cause, some type of blockage. But I love chocolate. I love tea. I love, milkshakes, and I love pretty much anything, that could look a chai tea latte. It's in the title, latte is there, I love my frappuccino. Do you know what I mean? There's milk in it. There's whipped cream in it. I love all of that type of stuff. And then you want to tell me I need to give it up? Are you mad? I need to give up milk. That's like saying, oh yeah, let's give up sugar, or let's give up I don't know, flour or something. And I'll be like, what? But how am I going to make my cakes? How am I going to like decorate them nicely? How am I going to do all of this stuff? But yeah, I think there's nothing wrong if you are that type of person where it's life threatening. Of course, you must pay attention to that. That sort of thing is no joke. But also, if you are the type of person where it doesn't affect you to life-threatening proportions, let's say, I think, do you know what? If you feel that you need to do a detox for a month, a detox for 2 months, or whatever, do that. Do you know what I mean? And or have, if you're very good and you can have just little portions, do that. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong in having a little bit of what you fancy when you fancy it. If you're a bit more health conscious, if you're a bit more, you want to live longer, or you want to live that healthier life, or you want to do whatever it is, or you want to achieve whatever it is, then do that for yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you've got that willpower, I don't have any willpower. I was, do you know what? Who was I talking to the other day? And I said, I've come to the conclusion, I'm not doing any more diets. That's it for me. No. Do you know what? I did it all throughout my 20s and all of this. I worried about weight when I shouldn't have worried about it because I was never overweight and all of this type of stuff. And I did all of, I think I was telling my nephew about this. I've done all of that and I'm done. I'm done with diets. That is it. You will not see me, oh yeah, I've got to go on a diet. It's not happening. What I would like to do is work out more. I would like to be more active. I'd like to be more fit. I'd like to be more, do you know what I mean? And every now and again, should I need to cut back on sugar, or should I need to cut back on something, fair enough. I will do it for a period of time or whatever. But I'm not doing diets in the traditional sense of the word, in the sense that, oh yes, I must not eat this. I must be on this, or I must be, no, I'm not doing that. I leave that to other people now. My mum is forever on a diet, and I leave. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, oh, this week she's on a keto diet, next week she's on an Atkins diet. The week after that, she might be on a Weight Watchers diet or whatever. And I feel like my mood changes. I'm not a happy person. And not because oh, do you know what, you can't have sugar for 2 weeks or whatever, but because I'm restricting myself. And food doesn't make me if I'm upset or something like that, I'm not your traditional eater, like I'll run to food. Whenever there's a problem, I run to food. Actually the opposite. If I'm really upset, I cannot eat. If something's, if I'm really worried about something, I cannot eat. I'm actually the opposite. And I feel like I worried about weight when I wasn't overweight for so long that now I'm overweight. I think it's almost like you worried all the way through that. Now it's time to live your life for you, kind of thing. And I don't mean overindulging, like, oh my God, every day I'm going to have kebab, or every day I'm going to have McDonald's, or every day. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is, I'm not, if I fancy a chocolate, or if I fancy a cake, or if I fancy a packet of crisps, or whatever it is, I'm going to eat that. I don't feel like, oh my God, you know what? And don't get me wrong, I worry about weight just as much as anyone else. I would love to be slim and all of that type of stuff. But I also feel that that was programmed into me from when I was very, very young. Oh, you must be slim. Oh, you must be this. Or you must be that. And I was never given the opportunity to know what I want without somebody else telling me what you should want in life. So I feel like, you know what, I'm going to do what I want. And when I'm in the mood to go for a walk or whatever, or um, invest in a piece of equipment, at the moment, Mark's got the bike. I don't like the bike, but I do want to get something that I enjoy doing. So whether that be a cross trainer, or whether that be a treadmill, or something like that, or like a gym set with a leg press. I would really enjoy that, actually, something with a leg press in, to strengthen my knees and things like that. So I would like something like that, like a little home gym. Then that's the sort of thing I'm going to work towards, rather than, oh my God, I've eaten that piece of chocolate, and then feel guilty for however long because I've eaten that piece of chocolate. I don't think so. In fact, I'm just trying to think when the last time was that I actually had a piece of chocolate, because I'm very specific and I like pieces of chocolate, but I don't want to just eat any old chocolate to satisfy a craving. If I have an idea in mind of that piece of chocolate, it's that piece of chocolate. I'm not going to waste my time. Like, if you're on, like with me, I think to myself, if you're on a diet and you're going to break it, don't break it for some tiny piece of chocolate or something that's not going to satisfy you, because you know what? You're only prolonging the inevitable. So if you want to break your diet, or if you're going to do something, do a good job of it. Have that slice of Black Forest Gâteau, right? If you're going to break your diet, break it for that lovely slice of Black Forest Gâteau, or that lovely slice of, I don't know, lemon loaf cake, or whatever it is that normally takes your fancy. Whether it's a big bag of crisps, whether it's a roast dinner, because it doesn't necessarily have to be sweet, it could be savory, or indulge in that pudding or whatever. But do you know what I mean? Don't indulge in something that is really trivial or whatever, and then later on you still got that craving. It doesn't. You're gonna have that craving until, and then people are like, oh yeah, but just wait, it will subside. And true enough, it may subside, but it's only going to resurface a week, 2, 3, 4 months later down the line or whatever. So in life, I suppose we've got to do what we got to do. You want to join the party? You're not meant to have coffee 3 hours as you wake up, or your chemicals won't keep you awake. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't really drink coffee, so I don't really have that problem. Uh, Sun night before Monday scan is 0 by mouth, and I'm dreading it. Yeah. Do you know what? I think that would be difficult for me, not being able to eat for however many hours. Coffee takes 9 hours to wear off. Wow, wow, wow. The way I see it, diets are just guides. That is true. All diets are rubbish. It's all down to the amount you take in. Again, that's very true. Here's fact: a 10-mile run just burns off a Mars bar. Yeah, I know. You have to do a lot of work to burn something off, like a donut. Like, how much work do you have to put in to burn a donut, to burn off a donut? So, like, if you intake 300 calories of something, and how many hours do you have to do an exercise, or how often do you have to do an exercise in order to burn that 300 calories that you've just taken? Do you know what I mean? It's all calculations. Oh, calculate this, calculate these points, calculate those points. Oh, it's crazy. Um, I have one naughty day for food. Yeah, and some people are like that. They'll just have a cheat day, and on this day I can have whatever I want to have. And if that works for you, that's brilliant. Bloating and nausea and headache and fatigue would be signs, along with IBS, constipation, diarrhea. Wow. Being tired, listless, and bloated. Wow, 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 wow. I think that we in society really do pay attention to the outside. And I think that a lot of people worry about, and don't get me wrong, I worry about my outside all the time. I'm like everybody else. I'm not special. I'm not like, oh, do you know what? I'm really happy with my body and I'm really da 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 da. Da, and I'm really, no, that's not the case. I'm not one of those people who are overweight promoting, do you know what I mean, being overweight and all of that type of stuff. No, I'm just as happy as the next person who is unhappy with their weight and all of that. What I am saying is I'm fed up of trying to do something about it. That's the thing that I'm fed up about. I'm fed up of having to think about food, or having to think about a diet, or having to think about this. I'm not happy being overweight, but equally I'm not happy exercising. Sorry, not the exercising, because yes, actually, I am one of those weird people. I actually do enjoy exercise. Really, really weird, I know, but I actually do enjoy it. But I don't enjoy like gym type exercise. I actually enjoy classes. And if you have a good teacher that can inspire you, that's even better. So if you have a good teacher that is like does a really good spin class, you will enjoy that spin class. You'll find it difficult, but it will be really good. And there was only one teacher, and she used to do Tuesday nights, I think, and I absolutely loved her class. And she left, and it really upset me that she left, because it's very difficult to find a class, first of all, that you enjoy, if you like exercising, because not everyone does. And it's just, but sometimes it can just be put down to laziness. Oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I also have that. I have a motivational problem. So, like, say I think, oh, do you know what? I'd really love to go to the gym today. Oh no, I've got to get in the car, or oh no, I've got to walk up the road, or oh no, I've got to do whatever. And even if you have something in the house, sometimes you think, oh no, I've got to go downstairs. And there's always an obstacle. There's always an obstacle that your mind, for some reason, um, puts a blockage in front for you to achieve that goal. It's not for everyone. Like, there are some people that can just smash it. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to be excited and I'm going to do this. And that's how I used to be. Like, if I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm getting the feeling that I want to go to the gym. Do you know what? On Monday, I'm going to that gym. And sure enough, on that Monday, I would go to that gym, and that would be me in my element for the next 3 months. And I would encourage everyone to come with me. I'd say, oh, at least you want to come, or Eve, do you want to come? Or do you know what I mean? And I would try and encourage people to come with me. Not everybody did. And so a lot of the time I would just go on my own. And then there was a point where Leisha and I were going together quite often. And then there was a time when I just sort of like gave up because I was fed up of it. But then Alicia was going with her friends, and she was getting on with it. So I feel like you really have to be in that frame of mind to want to work. You want to go to the gym, or you want to work at it, or you want to be on that diet. I feel, and it's that want that will push the motivation, if that makes sense. So your will has to be quite strong. Skin rashes, blotching, itchiness, heating, flush face. Yeah, I have little willpower. Me too. I got friends that are extremely overweight and got me an England top as a gift, XXL, and I'm an L. I wouldn't have even thought you were an L, I've got to say. he sees me like that. That's crazy because I've like watching your videos, I wouldn't have thought you were large. I would have thought you were like a medium actually. Um, ask Ward to forward external number. Okay, will clinical nurse manager. Okay, but maybe I'm assuming though because they said they're only going to take calls from another professional, like another doctor or whatever, that they wouldn't give out the ward extension numbers. I'm assuming. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I think eating or being overweight or weight in general, because sometimes it's not even about being overweight. Sometimes it's about being underweight, and you have people who are very underweight who are trying to gain weight, but equally have a blockage on trying to gain the weight as equally as a person who's overweight is fighting the blockage to, you know, go on that diet or do that exercise. Life is crazy, I think. My running coach is ultra runner, okay, and has done 50 marathons in 50 days at age 50. That's impressive. I used to work with someone and he used to do all those Ironman competitions and go to Lanzarote and do all these Ironman contests. Really, really into swimming. He had a son. He's got two sons, and when his son was born, his first son, used to take him to the swimming pool, and the son hated it. He absolutely hated it, but no, he would push that son to go swim. But I feel like swimming is very, very important, and I do feel like you do have to learn to swim. But I also wouldn't want it to get to the point where the child hates swimming, because then you would have the opposite effect, and that's not what you want. Um, I asked the clinical ward manager, right, okay, and was told that they're not answering unnecessary calls. Yeah, other than what's necessary for the patient care. Yeah, that's what I thought you said earlier. My running coach, advice runner or walker. If you can go to the shops and back and not out of breath, you're fit. Do you know what? I get out of breath very, very easily, but it's actually not quite the case in the sense that when you exercise, even though you're out of breath, it's about how quickly you recover, actually. So, like, if I went for a run and I was more out of breath than Mark, it would actually be about how quickly you can recover. So, actually, not about your out of breathness, but actually how your fitness actually is how quickly you can recover. I used to be an M in clothes last few years. Got to an L due to my walks. A lot of muscles slick out. Oh right, okay. Was told if I want chats with you or anyone else, please stick to text. Yeah, and earphones. It's a hospital, not a hotel. But that's true. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if I was in hospital, I wouldn't even be on my phone. But that's just me. Yeah, recovery makes sense. Yeah, exactly. So if you're going up and down the stairs and you huff and you puff, it's actually about your recovery from that huffing and puffing. But at the moment I am super unfit. It's not a case of recovering quickly, because I actually know how I am when I uh am fitter and when I'm totally unfit. And at the moment I'm totally unfit. So I really would love to get a cross trainer or something like that to sort of build up my breath and to build up my strength again. Um Rich, try the Xbox exercise plan. Oh right. Um, do you know what? I'm like I said, I'm not really about all of these because on YouTube they're all free. There's some amazing, amazing exercise coaches out there who do for beginners, who do for people who can't walk a lot or who get out of breath quickly. Like there are sit down exercises that you can do and all of this type of stuff to keep yourself and to keep your heart sort of like pumping. And I feel like, yeah, a lot of them are really, yeah, they're really excellent. So I think unless you are dead, like I said, unless you're very dedicated to doing exercise, then do you know what I mean? Um, but I I don't know if I subscribe to. There's lots of things that healthy eating is definitely a thing. And I do believe that you can have too much sugar or too much or too much of something in your diet that does not agree with you. However, I don't believe in you must cut out everything and you must have this and you must have that. And I don't believe in having sleepless nights or, you know, a lot of people, oh yeah, if you cut out the sugar, you sleep better. Which, to be fair, when I did cut out sugar, I did sleep a lot better. I slept a lot heavier. But equally, I don't have any problems with sleeping anyway. So, do you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah, I'm very very lucky. Touch wood, she says. I don't suffer with any. Oh yeah, do you know what? I can't sleep, or I've got this, or I've got that. I actually don't suffer with any of that. But since I've had COVID, this was the first time round. I did actually suffer with skin problems. Now I never went through, you know, teenage acne or anything like that. My skin was flawless. I actually had good skin. But since COVID and since this second bout of COVID, with the first bout of COVID, I had like real bad skin. It was so dark. It was really here as well. It was really, really bad. But now you can see I've got spots and stuff, scars from when I had a bit of the acne and stuff. It's calmed down a lot now. But I've just had COVID again and then had a few little spots. The few little couple more spots have popped up. Again, sapping my vitamins. So I know that I do need to take vitamins. And I think vitamins are a big thing during this COVID period because it seems to me, from my experience, that it has zapped a lot. And I think B12 seems to be a big thing, like it's zapping a lot of B12. So I'm not sure what you have to eat or do in order to build up your B12. B12, vitamin D, vitamin C, and apparently zinc to help soak up the vitamin C and all of this sort of stuff. And while you can take multivitamins, and at one point I was taking multivitamins, I don't know if it had milligram wise, I don't know if it has enough of all the things that you need milligram wise. It's just really difficult, isn't it, in this day and age to try to keep up with things. Healing vibrations, I do 11 miles, no problem. Yes, you do a lot of walking. I've got to say, I'm not saying I didn't know about the running, so good on you for the running. Um, uh, I got some Fila footwear, was 150 pounds, got for 20 pounds, took the last ones in JD Sports. Do you know what? You know, when you find them bargains are so satisfying. When you find a bargain like that, it's so satisfying and you think, I'm glad I got that bargain. So good. Saving up for hiking boots. And I was told at St. Paul's, London, that they have a sale on boots. Oh, you're talking about the yeah, I know that shop. Not JD. It's oh it's not Decathlon. It's not JD Sports. Sports Direct. Yeah, in St. Paul's there's a Sports Direct. Zinc is a most as well. Yeah, that's right. So there, I did get some vitamin C that contains zinc, because zinc helps you absorb the vitamin C. It's just very difficult. I think I've learned a lot about vitamins during this last couple of years, and a lot of things that surface. Like, I was lucky because I didn't really lose. I lost a bit of taste and smell, to be fair, in the first one, but it wasn't to the point. It was mainly, but it was mainly that I tasted the salt in a lot of stuff rather than I couldn't taste things. So it's mainly I could only taste salt. So it was a bit of a weird one. And then with this one, I had blocked nose and things like that, but I could still taste my food. So I was really lucky. Like with me, I'm a little bit bunged up, but I can still taste my chai tea latte. But poor Mark, when he has a blocked nose or anything else, he can hardly taste anything. We had Wagamamas today, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm going to get all this delicious stuff. So I bought, what did we get? So we had this at lunchtime, and we had the tama squid, but they do a new version, which is the chili tama squid. So we had that, and Mark really loves the chili squid, so he had chili. So we got the chili tama squid, then we got chili squid. I got ebikatsu because I really love ebikatsu. That's basically coated prawns in panko breadcrumbs. And then I got the chicken yakitori because I really enjoyed chicken yakitori. Um, and then we both got salmon, teriyaki salmon soba. I let Mark finish. I couldn't finish mine, so I let Mark finish it. And he's going, "Are you sure? You sure you won't want it for later?" And I was just like, "No, no, you can have it." But I've got a couple of chicken yakitoris and a couple of I've got one tama squid left and two ebikatsus. So I'll have that in a bit, like two ebik. So when I'm feeling a bit peckish, I'll have my two ebikatsus, my tama squid, and my two chicken yakitoris. Um, Wagamamas are doing this corn on a cob, right? It's so delicious. That is my thing of the week, right? Uh, if you're going to go and get Wagamamas, make sure they're doing this new thing. And I don't know what they call it, but it's corn, little corns on a cob, not those mini ones, but a corn on a cob, and they've cut it. Um, so it's probably about one corn on a cob. I think that's the version would be one corn on the cob, and they've just chopped it up. And I don't know what they soaked it in. Mark seems to think soy sauce, but I don't think so. But it might be something like a teriyaki sauce and chili and all that. It's delicious. So that would be my advice. If you are getting Wagamamas, try the corn on the cob. It's delicious. Um, I was told Black's got too short. Oh yeah. I know the Blacks. Yeah. That's the Paternoster Square. Yeah, I know it. Clinical nurse manager said they are not secretary for patients, and I'm pushing it, knowing the career as former nurse. Well, stop asking them, Aoife. Stop asking them. Just be satisfied you could be, because you were worried that you couldn't be on your phone at least. So just stop asking them, stop bothering them, and just know that you know what, you can watch things on your phone with your earphones in, and that's good. Do you have any plans for Easter? Do you know what I was thinking about it? My mum was saying to me that there is a Mauritian thing happening, and she's going, "Are you going?" And I did think about it, and I just thought, "Oh, do you know what? I'm just getting over COVID. Do I really want to go and mix with more people to potentially catch COVID again?" So I'm feeling that that is not something I want to do. I don't know if my mum might be cooking roast dinner, but even if she doesn't, I might do a roast dinner here for Sunday. So I will do a roast lamb. And that being said, I suppose I've got a delivery coming tomorrow. And that being said, maybe I should order some stuff. And yeah, I should, because we've got stuffing and things like that. And Mark will probably make his Yorkshire puddings as he does. And we've got tatties, so I can do some roast tatties, and I can do some mashed potato. And we've also got some sweet potatoes in the fridge, so that could be quite nice. I know London does an Easter parade, but got to check online. Oh, really? Um, oh, right. I didn't know it. Do you know what? I've never seen the Easter parade in all these years, right? And I've lived in London all my life. I've never seen an Easter parade. I didn't even know that they did an Easter parade. I knew that they in New York, they do a Thanksgiving parade, and they also do what you call it, St. Patrick's Day. They do a parade on St. Patrick's Day. But I never knew that they did an Easter parade in the world. You learn something new every day. But yeah, I would probably check that out. But then again, I don't want to be out in big crowds. I think, to be quite honest, I feel like this COVID has just knocked me a little bit. And I just think, oh, do I really want to be sick again? But I am glad I've got it in the sense that it's probably building up my immune system, at the very least. I just don't want to get sick again. I've got to be honest. And I don't know how many vitamins I've got left in me for COVID to start depleting them. So I think what I'm going to do is build up myself a little bit, and maybe I will just do something in the house. what would be nice is if it was warm, because then I could do everything outside. Oh my God. Do you know what? I think not last year, but the year before, Easter, I spent Easter in the garden. I vaguely remember being in the garden, and the Easters sort of like before that, because normally Mark and I would go away for Easter. Maybe that is something I might look into as well. Maybe going away for Easter. But yeah, we used to go away every Easter, and it would be lovely just to be away. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that is something I could look into. Maybe being away might be quite nice, actually. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Hmm. What's everyone else doing for Easter? I'd be happy to film it for you all. Oh, really? Oh, that'd be so sweet. I'll probably watch it on your vlog. I was watching your one on the churches when you went to visit all those churches. I was like, wow, there's so many. But you did so many in one day. I didn't even get to the end of the video. You went to see so many. The last one that I saw was when you went to the church and the church wasn't there. So it used to be a church, but it was just like a green with the big tree. That was that's where I got up to. So I didn't finish that video actually. But you went to loads on that day. I was so surprised. Uh, multivitamins can cause death, really. Luckily, I don't take too many, and I haven't taken any for a long time. Kelly, please tell Rich what my name is. It's Aoife. Richard. Healing Vibrations' name is Aoife. Uh, Healing Vibrations is her business. Easter Parade started in 1962 in Battersea. I used to live in Battersea. I don't remember ever seeing a parade down there. The closest thing, when I used to live in Battersea, and I lived in Battersea for many years, and then I used to go and visit many years afterwards because I still had friends that lived in Battersea. I don't. I think I might have one or two friends that still live there, but I was never really that bigger friends with them. The friends that I had at the time have now all moved away. But where I used to live, no, I never remember seeing the parade at all. And I lived in Battersea for years. But no, I never. The closest thing that I did see to a parade though, well, it wasn't a parade. There was a street party, and Princess Diana and Prince Charles were meant to be coming to visit, and we all got dressed up, and one girl got dressed up as Aunt Sally, and to me she looked amazing. She looked just like Aunt Sally from Wurzel Gummidge. I was like, oh my God. And I believe my mum dressed me up as a clown, I think, because I remember having a hat of some sort. But yeah, I never can you spell not good? Is it ether? No, it's ether. I can spell it for you, but it's an Irish spelling, so it's not a phonetic spelling. So it's Aoife. Aoife is how you spell it, but it's not a phonetic spelling. Kelly, my beloved sister, Figure, please tell Richard Healing Vibes is my business, not my name. No, I've just told him. He knows. But it's quite confusing because sometimes when like even with me, I mean, we put our names in our one, which is Mark and Kelly Strips, Tips and Things. So obviously I'm Kelly and Mark is Mark. But there are others. Who's the other one? Like Sparks. And Sparks' name is Gloria, and I have to keep trying to remember. Oh yeah, her name's Gloria, because when you see Sparks, automatically that's the handle that you would use, Sparks. And it's the same as Minnie. Minnie's not her name, but I call her Minnie because that's her handle. So anybody who sees the handle, that is the name that you would use. So it's quite understandable why, if somebody sees your name as Healing Vibrations, that is how they're going to that is the handle that they would use for you. But it's the handle, like people message me all the time and they haven't put their name as their handle, and I will say hi whoever it is, and whatever handle that they've used. But yeah, you have to you can't expect everyone to know that your name's Aoife. Bless you, I'm sorry my dear, but not everyone's going to know how that is your name. Love corn on the cob. Yeah, so do I love it. Um, and it's probably one of my favorite. Sweet corn is probably one of my favorite veg, and I don't know if they really consider it vegetables, unfortunately. But sweet corn and garden peas. I don't like petit pois, and I don't like mushy peas. Um, but I do love what you call it, garden peas. So garden peas and sweet corn, I do love. But I've been to some places and the sweet corn doesn't taste nice, and I'm just thinking it just tastes very bland, and I'm just like, oh, um, bear with me. Oh, the cat opening the door. Oh yeah, bless. Was it Tiddles that was that was Tiddles trying to open the door yesterday? Was, or should I say, sitting at the door, waiting for you to go to try and open the door? I should imagine. Um, but yeah, yeah, I've lost my train of thought now. But yeah, I think I don't have any plans for Easter so far. Normally, like I said, I would have booked a holiday and we would have gone on holiday over Easter. Yeah, Tiddles are. So I think that this year, if my mum isn't cooking dinner, maybe I will cook Sunday dinner for me and Mark, I think. Unless if we can eat outside and it's quite warm, then maybe I might even do a barbecue and invite a couple of people over. But because I would understand if my mum wasn't doing anything, because they're all going out in the evening. They're going to a Mauritian thing. And like I said, just because I'm getting over COVID, I'm thinking, do I want to be mixing with people again to catch COVID again? And it's just really not for me at this moment in time. For me to be mixing with people to catch COVID again. I'm just getting over this bout. I think I would have been more if I hadn't have gotten it. I wasn't even really fussed about it anyway. But maybe if I hadn't have gotten it, I could have been persuaded maybe. But because I've had this bout, I'm thinking, oh no, I can't be bothered. But I was saying to my mum uh, today, like, so every year, or when I was growing up, there used to be a Mauritian Day. And every year you'd go and it's like a festival. So you go and there's stalls and there's a little fun fair, or there might be a block castle or something, and you go there primarily for the food and music. Those are the two things you go there for. That's what Mauritians are well known for, is food and music, hospitality. That's what we're known for: food, music, hospitality. And so normally when you go there, you're there to listen to the music, you're there to have the food. Obviously, like some people be drinking and all of this. I was there primarily for the food and the music, me personally. But we used to go and it would be in North London, but it was such a pain, obviously, to go from south to north. It was just a bit difficult. So because my cousin is running a Mauritian community at the moment, I was like to mums, oh, do you know what? Ask him if he would do like, a Mauritian day at these sides. So like maybe we could have one here on this side and it'd be easier to get to. It's outside, it'd be a nice festival. There's so many parks to choose from. But I know that there are a lot of licenses. There's a lot of work that goes into it because um you'd have to get the St. John's license and all of. Is it St. John's license? No, sorry, not St. John's license. But you'd have to have, a people that can do first aid and things like that. There, do you know what I mean? It's very important. Um, to annoy him, I used to bell the buzzer. They switched my bell buzzer off in the in the nurse in the nurse's station. Well, stop buzzing them. Well, they've turned your buzzer off now, so um doorbell is Diddles. Um I'm going for a meal out on Sunday. Oh really? Where are you going? Anywhere nice? Um yeah, you'll just have to stop buzzing them, Aoife. You'll just have to be satisfied with watching a couple of things on your phone, maybe reading a book. Did you bring? I hope you brought your book with you, so at least you could read your book. Listen, if I was going, and whenever I'm going anywhere, I am prepared. I'm prepared for all occasions. So I always have my arrow words with me. I will always have a book with me. I have my tablet with me and I have my phone with me, so that should I not be able to, use my phone for whatever reason, my arrow words are there. Should I get bored of my arrow words, my book is there. And if I've got my tablet and I've downloaded another book, then I'll read the other book on my tablet. I'm all about that type of thing. I'm all about being prepared. Um, Sunday meal with sister's family. Oh, it's a mystery, but it's a journey. Nice. Um, I'm stuck in hospital for. Yes, that is true. You're stuck in the hospital for 5 nights, unfortunately. But look, it's a means to an end. Look at it. That's how you've got to look at it. You've got to look at it as a means to an end. You're in the hospital for 5 nights, but you know that it's for your own good, and they are trying to find out what's causing, your allergies and things like that. Because really, would you rather have been at home and not been checked out properly, like not be under observation? I mean, would you rather just be at home and sort of dealing with your eye and dealing with your rashes and all of that? You need to find out what these things are. And although the hospital rules are strict, it's put in place for other people, for other people's comfort as well as yours. Do you know what I mean? So I think for 5 nights, and that's all you've got to look at, is 5 nights. That's it. 5 nights. It's no big thing. 5 nights. You're going to read your book. You're going to listen to your phone. You're going to do, if you've bought magazines with you, you're going to read those magazines. You're going to watch a bit of TV, watch a bit of Netflix if you've got Netflix, and binge watch a few seasons. I mean, like, I would highly recommend Bridgerton. Do you know what? Speaking of Bridgerton, I decided to watch. There's two things that I started watching. And one of them was, I can't remember the other thing, but one of them was Sweet Tooth, right? And I've got to say, I think I'm on episode 2. I really don't like post-apocalyptic stuff. I've come to that realization now. I don't want to watch any, it does not interest me. So, and I find like sometimes with these stories, they are so slow. And I'm just thinking, I don't mind bearing with something, but if something is too, like for me, Breaking Bad was too slow. It's too slow. And I made it to season 2 and halfway through season 2 at that. And I still didn't like it. That wasn't post apocalyptic, by the way. That was just about um a guy. I don't want to tell you too much in case you haven't watched it, so I don't want to do any spoilers. But yeah, with Sweet Tooth, it's about, and now I watched something with, Zach from Saved by the Bell. Is his name Jean Paul something or other? He did something that was based in a post-apocalyptic world, and again, I watched the whole season. Waiting, the second season didn't even materialize. But when I think back on it now, do you know what? I'm not into all of this post-apocalyptic stuff. It's not for me. So now I've put it out there. I ain't watching it anymore. It's rubbish. Um uh Look at it this way: 5 nights, the pros. You don't need to cook. And there you go. You don't need to cook. But do you then have to eat food you don't like for 5 nights? OMG, Sweet Tooth. You'll love the ending. There's another season in the making. I think it's already being made actually. Sweet Tooth, and yeah, I don't know. All right, on your recommendation, I will watch it. And do you know what? I like, the thing is, like with Bridgerton, it's like 15 minutes and sometimes more than an hour, right? So when you're watching Bridgerton, if there's 8 episodes, you're roughly spending 8 hours of your life to watch Bridgerton 1 and 2, right? So 16 hours of your life you are going to be watching a TV program. Now, most TV programs, they're about 30 to 40 minutes. So to find one that's 15 minutes to almost an hour, you're thinking to yourself, well, how much did they invest in this program? My God. And I finished episode 2 of season 1, and I'm also reluctant to watch something that only has one season. Evelyn was the one that put me onto that. My bestie, she's like, oh, she's not going to commit to something if it's only one season. And it's so true. You're going to commit to something, fall in love with the characters, and then after that, they're cancelling up the program, and you're just like, really? Did I just waste my time watching the first season? Um, so now I've decided I don't really want to watch Postal. I might. Now that Richard said, "Oh, I'll love the ending," and Richard, I better like the ending because I'm going on your recommendation now. So, all right, I'll commit. Do you know what? I will commit to one more episode. I think that's the most I can give it. One more episode. I didn't, like I said, Breaking Bad was not for me. But that's sacrilege, I think, to say that, because a lot of people love Breaking Bad. A lot of people. For me, Easter is online church and boiled eggs in red onions. Okay. Garden peas, sweet potatoes, ooh, and sweet corn, as in corn on the cob. Yeah. Green giant sweet corn, or Tesco.com. Death on the Nile. Dawn French is in and plays it serious. Oh, really? Oh, hi, Charlie. How are you? I be Tesco tomorrow. Do you know what? I'm having a delivery tomorrow. And I've got until, I think it's 11:30 or something like that I can switch up some items, which I may do. I did buy half a side of salmon, but what I might do is, if I do decide to cook, I was about to say Christmas dinner. If I do decide to cook an Easter lunch, it might be an idea to get two sides of salmon. So one that I can do sort of like, I'll put them both in the freezer, and one I can do for Sunday, and then one I can do maybe the following week or later on. So yeah, so I've really not planned. It's only because you're mentioning it now, and I thought, have I even got any food that I can actually cook for Easter? And I'm a steaks girl, so I've got steaks in the freezer. And I took out steak. What did we cook yesterday? Was it yesterday I cooked steak? Yeah. So yesterday I made some risotto rice. So I made mushroom risotto rice, and I had a steak, and Mark had veggie burgers, and I also did some dauphinoise potatoes. And so I ate. It was so delicious. It was so nice. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, there was leftover risotto rice, and Mark ate that as well. So he ate his Wagamamas, and then he had the leftover risotto rice as well. But yeah, so today I couldn't. I thought, oh, do you know what? Let's get a takeaway. It's Friday, you know what I mean? Let's just do a little bit of takeaway. So yeah, so we did Wagamamas earlier. I really Dishoom has come on to Deliveroo, so I really do want to try Dishoom. Mark wasn't really into trying Dishoom, but I think it might be because he still doesn't have his taste and smell back. So that could be what it is. Traditionally, my family cooked lamb for Easter. Yeah, lamb is, well, it's because it's spring, in it. That's springtime and spring lamb and all of that type of stuff. So I think, but I can't eat a lamb all by myself. So I could get a mini lamb roast, or maybe a mini lamb shank or something like that, maybe. Or maybe just some lamb leg steaks or something. Normally I'd go for lamb leg steaks because they're small and I can just pop them um, and fry them, and it's pretty quick. Sometimes when you're doing a roast and you're having to do the roast potatoes and the roast vegetables and everything else, it can take a bit of time. Sorry, dearest sister. Figure I almost swore at the nurse, only did the buzzer to annoy the staff. Stop doing the buzzer. I normally buy slices of meat cheaper. Yeah. Do you know what? It's not even a factor of it being cheaper. It's the fact that I'm the only one that eats meat. So it just makes it more reasonable for me to buy lamb leg steaks or something. Or, like the other day, was it yesterday? I made lamb ribeye. Oh my goodness, lamb ribeye, steak ribeye. It was so nice. It was so nice. So Mark got it. I think he got it from he bought it at M&S. It was an organic one, but it was really tasty. It was so tasty, and I'm tempted to maybe do like a really nice steak. But I tell you, if it's sunny, I'm just gonna do straight out barbecue. That's it. If it's sunny, I will order some corn on the cobs, and we'll do a mash. We'll do some baked potatoes, and put some meat on the grill, and I can roast Mark's salmon, and that's what we can have for Easter. I think that would be a real nice if it's a nice day outside. Uh, it's settled by 10 p.m. Oh right, so you lot go to sleep at 10, do you? Mark is pescatarian, so he eats fish. But he doesn't eat meat, so he is pescatarian. But when I met him, he was vegetarian. I got him into the fish thing, so now he eats fish. I hope Mark is better soon. Do you know what? He's better than he was. He is better than he was, but he's just working, and working while he's sick, really. So I just don't feel he was up to doing the live tonight to sort of like talk, and you know how it is when you're ill and you just have to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and I don't think he was really feeling up to it. So he's just working away downstairs, catching up with work. The more he does, he may not have to do as much on the weekend, kind of thing. So if he does a lot tonight, then he won't really have to do a lot tomorrow. um, One Arrow Word Book and Netflix. Yep, going to watch Bridgerton tonight. I don't blame you. I'm almost tempted to re my cousin's wife's friend, she's rewatching she was saying to me, oh, I'm rewatching Bridgerton. I don't blame her, to be quite honest. She's got COVID as well, and she's actually shielding from her family, so she's self-isolating from her family, so it's quite tough, really. But yeah, she's decided to rewatch Bridgerton. Then Diana tomorrow night. Do you know what? I've been thinking about watching Diana. I might take a look at that. You've not seen Bridgerton. Um, I don't know if a lot of men are into it. Actually, I think it might be not that it's more of a woman's thing. It's mainly, are you into period dramas? Is the question. And the most people that I've seen, I haven't met a lot of men that are into period dramas, really. It's more the women that I've met that are into period dramas. But if you are, and if you like the costumes and things like that, it is well worth the look. I prefer the second season to the first. The first season is really, really racy. And I don't mind it being racy. It's just that I felt like it was more of in the second one, it's more about suggestion, and I think I preferred that, because I think that your mind is more like, your mind can build up a lot of things, and I think that the anticipation or the build up in your mind is more, it is more seducing. That's the word that I'm looking for. Or some more seductive. That's the word I'm looking for. Seducing. More seductive than the first one. The first one was all about seducing and all of that type of stuff. And the second one is more about seduction. So yeah, I think I preferred the second one. Then Monday, going to watch Ted 2. Oh, do you mean Ted as in the one with Mark Wahlberg? Watching Bridgerton at 9 p.m. Right. Might do an American Pie film. Do you know what? Did you ever watch like American Pie? Just reminds me of a tame version of Porky's. I don't know if you ever watched Porky's when you were younger, but I do. What it was, I remember in primary school, and a friend of mine and we're talking about primary school. And what is like Porky's? When you think about that now, it's a mad thing. And a friend of mine, I remember, she had said she'd watched Porky's, and she thought it was hilarious. And I'd never even heard. You see how people like to lead you astray. You see when people are telling you things, and you just thinking, "What? Never even heard of this in my life." And I don't even know how I ended up watching it. But I didn't watch it when I was in primary school. I actually watched it when I was in secondary school. And I'm just trying to think who it was or whatever. But I tell you, when you see when you hang around people and they want to lead you straight, because me, I was young and innocent, I didn't know anything. And yeah, she was telling me about what she thought it was hilarious. It is actually quite funny. And American Pie sort of is to me a tamer version of that. Yeah. Uh might do American Pie film. Sorry, Kelly. Just was asked if I want a sedative for tonight. As if I do, that has to be booked in by the nurse and the practitioner. Okay. Yeah, I suppose it just depends really how you feel and what if you just want to, sleep early, or you just feel like you need a good rest or whatever. But if you don't feel that you need that, or you just want to continue, yeah, so it's personal choice really, I guess. um yeah, there's no right or wrong answer really, it's just how you feel. um I'm just trying to think. When I was growing up, the type of comedies that I liked were things like Weird Science. I When I watched Weird Science, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the most funniest thing I'd ever seen. And like I said before, it's very difficult to make me laugh. And I've got to say, the next thing that made me laugh was I mean, I think thing I mean, John Candy used to make me laugh, so I thought Uncle Buck was hilarious. Uncle Buck was one of my favorite sort of like movies. uh but I have to say, in this sort of adult time, my favorite has to be Role Models. I thought, like, Mark loves Step Brothers. And don't get me wrong, Step Brothers is quite funny. But for me, it was what you call it, Role Models. I think Role Models is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, it's with Paul Rudd. And I forget the guy's name. The guy is from American Pie as well. He plays Stifler in American Pie, but he also plays in Role Models with Paul Rudd. And so if you like Paul Rudd, and that's the type of comedy that you like, then definitely watch that. They did 40-Year-Old Virgin, and I didn't think 40-Year-Old Virgin was that funny, but there was a scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin I thought was hilarious. Is when he goes to get a wax done. And I thought that scene, like I said, it's very, very difficult to make me laugh. But yeah, that did make me laugh. It was so funny. Um Easter Sunday's next Sunday. Yeah, it is. Uh Hers film none of you watched. Here's a film that none of you watched. It's IMAX film. Now on YouTube, Haunted Castle, and yes, it's in 3D. But you need the 3D red and blue glasses, worth a watch. I've actually got a 3D. We've got two 3D TVs. We never actually use them actually, but I've also, yeah. So you can pretty much watch any film in 3D, and we've got the relevant glasses as well to watch those in 3D. But we never do. I've actually got one here. I think it's a bit dusty because I never really take it off the thing, but there you go. That's one of the 3D glasses. But yeah, it's a bit dusty. I've never really taken it down from there. But yeah, we've got like we've got 3D telly up here and a 3D telly downstairs. Told the nurse to come back in 10 minutes and would ask you what you think. I do cinema reviews. I might start doing them again. Films to watch on YouTube for free. Yeah, great idea, really. I watched there are a couple I quite like martial arts movies. I was brought up on martial arts movies. So I like to watch every now and again. I get in the mood and I think, oh, do you know what? I'm going to watch a martial arts movie. Things like Crystal Fist or Snake in the Eagle Shadow, or I like a bit of manga as well. Devil Man's really good. Uh, Spirited Away. I think Spirited Away is probably one of my favorites. Um, and then you've got Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castles are okay, but I do prefer Spirited Away. And I'm just trying to think of the other martial arts movies that I watch. But yeah, you got Heroes 2. I watched Heroes 2 last year actually. I mean, I grew up on Heroes 2, but I was watching it because like I think Mark sometimes thinks I'm crazy, or like it's just not something that I suppose a typical girl would be into, would be. But to be fair, like I like watching martial arts movies and things like that. But his mum's really into football. Like she's super into football. And it's quite strange to find, like, to meet a fellow girl, I suppose, or fellow woman who is really into. I've yet to meet. I know a couple of people, couple of girls that are really into like football, like support it, go to the games and all of that. But I don't know too many people. I don't. To be fair though, I don't know too many men that are into football as well. Um, uh, was asked if I want sleep and med for tonight. Love sci-fi. Yeah, I do. I like sci-fi. Uh, I don't know what dust is though. Uh, Horror is Crypt TV. I'm not really into horror. Warning, it can be scary. Yeah, I'm not really into horror. Told the nurse we'll chat to you and she can come back in 10 minutes. Do you know what? It's up to you. I think how are you feeling? I think it's a personal choice, isn't it? If you feel like, you want to, just fall asleep and stuff like that, or do you feel like you can fall asleep by yourself, that you don't need one? It depends on how you're feeling, and like I said, it's personal choice, definitely personal choice. So you just got to just think about how you're feeling and how you would feel if you took one, or how you would feel if you didn't take one. So just, yeah, make that decision. Sort of think about what it is you want. Do you want to fall asleep? Do you not want to fall asleep? Do you want to fall asleep naturally? Do you feel like you'll need help to fall asleep? It's up to you. Like I said, it's personal choice. Um, I think, yeah, I think doing the movie thing, and seeing what ones are free is a really good thing. I think a lot of people would appreciate that, to know what films that, because you might have a film that you are into that other people might be into as well. So it really is an idea. It's a really good idea to sort of maybe investigate that, see which ones are free. During the pandemic, I say during the pandemic as if we're still not in a pandemic. During lockdown, maybe that's how I can separate it. Maybe I watched a few theatre shows that they decided to put online. The only one that I didn't manage to get to watch was Jesus Christ Superstar, and I really wanted to watch it. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite scores. I love what what's his name, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. I love the score. I love the music that they did for Jesus Christ Superstar. I really love the rockiness of it and all of that. And yeah, I wanted, when they did the competition, I actually wanted to go and see it, but it was like over £100 for a ticket to go and watch Jesus Christ. I thought, no, I'm not paying them sort of funds. Yeah, that was just too expensive for me to go and watch something like that. But I would have loved to have gone to see it. Um, uh, want to watch Netflix? What is it you want to watch on Netflix? Oh, you want to watch Bridgerton? Yes, yes, yes. So you like I said, you've got to make that decision. Like I said, it's personal choice, really. Diana Lorenzo's Oil, big. Bridgerton. I did. I watched Big the other day actually because it was on normal TV, terrestrial TV. And I watched it, and I didn't get a chance to watch it from the beginning, so I watched it from where uh, the friend steals clothes from his dad to give to him before they go into the city. And Big is one of those things, one of those films that are a classic. To me, the classics are Big and Mannequin. Absolutely loved Mannequin and Splash. And those were the real films of the 80s kind of thing. And Pretty in Pink. Yeah, they were all sort of like real 80s films. I can see the light flashing in the back. That's because I've got the TV on. And I think I just muted it. I didn't turn it off. But if you notice flashing in the background, it's because I've got the TV on mute, and I thought I'd turned it off, but I haven't. Watch Netflix. Healing Vibrations tip. All Carry On films are free on YouTube. Hope it helps. Oh, really? I used to love Carry Ons when I was growing up. Tiddles is looking directly at you on the TV and listening. Oh, bless Tiddles. Hi, Tiddles. Wasn't it Tiddles' birthday recently, or was it gonna be? Is it gonna be Tiddles' birthday? Because I can't remember which cat it was. Because Catty had a birthday, and I think Tiddles was gonna have a birthday or something like that. Also, the books of the late Maeve Binchy movies made from the books. Oh, right. Has Maeve? I didn't realize Maeve. I mean, I don't know Maeve Binchy's books that well anyway. But I I didn't. Has Maeve Binchy passed? I didn't know. I used to have a friend. I say used to have a friend. I still have a friend. And she used to be into Judy Picoult books, like What If, them What If books. But they're not really my type of books. I'm like, as you know, like the Harry Potter. Although I have ordered books 1 to 4 of Bridgerton. So that is a book that, and then there was another book that I think, is it called Rivers of London or something like that, or London River or something like that. I want to look at those books. I haven't ordered them yet, but they are books that I do want to look into. So like I said, I've ordered the Harry Potter illustrated book, and what's the other book? Oh yeah, and the Friends Central Perk cookbook I've ordered. So I'm assuming the French Central Perk cookbook is different to the Friends cookbook. They're both official books, so they better not just be just different covers. They actually better be different recipes in them. Otherwise, I'm gonna be so mad. She died some time back. Oh, Tiddles, Catty, 1st of April. Tiddles, the 16th of April. Yeah, I sing Happy Birthday, but tune of Meow Meow. Yeah, meow 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 meow. Is that the one? Meow meow. Right. In the tune of in the tune. Oh, meow 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 meow. Is that what you mean? Meow 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 meow. I see. And in my mind, I was thinking meow 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 meow. Because there is an advert that used to go meow 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 meow, and I was thinking, is that the one you mean? But no, now I realise it's Happy Birthday, but in the tune of meow 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 meow. Look at me, I'm meowing all over the place here. So yeah, so those basically waiting for my because I ordered the books. When did I order the books? I think I might have ordered the books on Monday, but they are not due until the 23rd of April. So it's a bit of a thing because I ordered it on next day delivery. So I was expecting them to come on Tuesday, and they're not coming until then. I'm just like, okay then. But at least the other couple of things have come, so at least I get to be able to take a look at those. Yeah, I think I bought 1 to 4 of the Bridgerton books because I thought, do you know what? I want to read the books and see how good the books are. And I did this with Twilight. So I went to watch the first film of Twilight, and then it made me then read the other books to Twilight. So then I read all of them, and they kept me hooked. I've got to say. But the thing is, that she's brought out the book now from what you call its point of view, from Edward's point of view. So now you'll be able to read the book from Edward's point of view as he saw things, because you get to read it from Bella's point of view, and you part get to read it from Jacob's point of view. So now you'll actually get to read it from um uh Edward's point of view. But she also did a little one about Bree Tanner. So she did a side one on Bree Tanner. So yeah, so you get to read how what it was like for Bree Tanner. But did you know? So I was watching 50 Shades of Grey, and I thought, God, this is just like Twilight. It's like very very similar. Anyway, I read up on it. It was fan fiction. So basically, what had happened was the person had read Twilight and wanted to do a version. So a fan did a fan fiction version of if Bella and Edward were human, and how it would be now. And I was just like, oh my God, how strange to have watched it and in my mind compare it to Twilight. And it turned out a fan wrote a fan fiction thing, turned into a book, and then turned into the movies. That's crazy, right? To see something and think, oh yeah, and then be able to create your own works from something. It basically it inspired you to create your own works. That's mad, and very brave. And I take my hat off to her. It was really really good. Not that 50 Shades was really really good, but what I'm saying is, to be inspired to create something and then it gets turned into books, and because it was purely fan fiction, she just popped it on a fan fiction website, the people that were into Twilight. And there are loads of these fanfic. I remember a friend of mine, she watched something with Richard Armitage, and I want to say it was called North and South, but not North, because there was another thing that was called North and South, but it was an American thing, and it was about slavery and all of that, and how they were treated differently between the North and the South. But this one was actually about I don't know if it was like a Catherine Cookson or something like that. And it was based in a factory. And my friend loved it. And she joined a site, and she was reading all this other fan fiction, like, so when the story ended, where it went on to, and all of this, and she absolutely loved it. And that's the only time I've ever really heard about fan fiction. I'd never really heard of it before. And so when I was watching 50 Shades, I thought, God, this is very much like Twilight. And lo and behold, it was because the person uh was inspired. So I think if you can be inspired by something and write something and create something, and that gets picked up, um I, that's inspiring. um I want to go to Bodmin Jail Hotel. No, never heard of it. It's meant to be haunted. Oh God. And as a medium, I want to experience it for myself. Oh no, I don't think I would like that. Gonna go now, look for a film. Have a good night. I'll take care. Oh yeah, bless you, Richard. Have a good evening. And yeah, I hope whatever film that you choose is great to watch. Most of YouTube videos of Bodmin Jail Hotel are so disappointing regarding paranormal activity. It's not something that I would be into. Richard's Adventures Night. Kelly Hunt, Rich has left, and so must I. Oh, love you so much as a sister figure. Oh, bless you. Send Mark my best wishes for recovery. I will. So yeah, I think at this point I might go. Actually, I'm feeling a little bit peckish. Feel like a snack. What snack shall I have? I've actually got some mature cheddar and onion crisps. Night, my beloved sister figure. Love you so so much, so very much. Oh, bless you. Good night. And do you know what? You're there for 5 days, so don't worry about it. Just accept you're there for 5 days, and you're going to occupy yourself. Stop pushing that nurses button, because you're going to get on their nerves. And just do your thing. Do you know what I mean? Just do your thing, and just accept it for what it is. Get them arrow words out, get them books out, watch that YouTube, and binge on Bridgerton, which I might do later. Actually, I actually might go back that one. And I've got to say, the ones that had real effect on me was The Last Kingdom. I really enjoyed that, and I cannot recommend that highly enough. That was a series. And they're actually going to make it into a film. I think there's five seasons, maybe 6 seasons, or 5 seasons, and they're going to make a film, something like that. But yeah, that's really, really good. And I really enjoyed that one. And the other one I can recommend is Bridgerton. I can honestly say I cannot recommend Sweet Tooth at the moment. I'm on the second episode of the first season. The second season is underway. I'm not sure if it's completed, um, but it must be completed because they were meant to release it in February, and we're now April. Now it's going to be released in July, so they must have finished the second season. I don't know what the delay is and why it's been now delayed till July, but yeah, I can't honestly recommend Sweet Tooth at the moment. But the two that I do recommend, Bridgerton, and for me, it's Bridgerton season 2, rather than Bridgerton season 1. But they are both good. I mean, season 1 is excellent and led me to watch season 2. And I can't wait for season 3. I think season 3 is going to be just as good. But I'll let you know because I'm going to read the books when they arrive, if they arrive. They're going to arrive, I think, week after next. They're due to arrive, which is a bit disappointing because I would have liked them to have arrived this week. But it gives me a chance to finish a couple of things, finish a book, and yeah, and take it from there. Anyway, Boo Chow, Kelly, how are you, darling? I am fine. How are you? What is you're joining us. I was just about to sign off as well. How are you? What do you do? And thank you for joining us. Welcome. Hi, Ivy. How are you? Oh my God, you're all coming on now. And I was thinking, oh, do you know what? Maybe I should go. I will stay on for a little longer for you guys. I am good, my dear. How are you? I was just talking about do you know what? I had all this natural sunlight earlier. It was really good. And now it's starting to get dark. And I noticed that I'm getting dark. I don't know if my light is on. No, it isn't. I'll have to plug that in. So next time then I can just switch on the light. The two TV shows that I can highly recommend in good conscience is Bridgerton season 1 and season 2, and The Last Kingdom. All of them, they're all good, and they are not accurate history. It's not accurate history, but it's close to it. There are some inaccuracies in there, so be careful. If you're expecting it to be true, it isn't. There are lots of things in there that are, and there are lots of things in there that isn't. But definitely recommend. There was another one that I started watching, and it's got Jason Momoa in it, and that hasn't really grabbed me. I did start, I think I'm on the second or third episode of that. I might go back and watch it. I also can recommend Cobra Kai. Within Cobra Kai, there is a lot of cuttings from Karate Kid within Cobra Kai, and there are loads of cameos in there. So if you are into Karate Kid, or you loved it as a kid, or you love it now, or you've yet to watch it, if you've yet to watch it, go and watch it, and then watch Cobra Kai. That also I feel is really good. What was the other thing I was watching? Lock and Key. So I really enjoyed Lock and Key. It was getting a little bit in the second one. They're going to make one more season, I've heard. One more season, and then that's it. And what's good about them doing one more season and letting you know prior is that then it's not going to be left on some rubbish cliffhanger. Because sometimes it's left on a cliff, like The Prodigal Son. Listen, Prodigal Son, Michael Sheen, he is really, he's excellent in it, excellent. And the Prodigal Son is, I can thoroughly recommend it. However, there's only 2 seasons, and it leaves you on a cliffhanger. And they're not gonna make a third season, so that is truly annoying when they do it. The other one I can recommend, Blacklist. Oh, love it! It's so good. Ivy, hi and bye. Apologies. Love it. Yeah. How's Mark? Mark's okay. He's still got a touch of COVID, but he is actually working downstairs. So although he's got COVID, he just didn't feel like he would want to come and do the live and start talking and sort of try and maintain conversation really, because I think it's just wiped him out a little bit. So he's just working downstairs. I think he's working so he doesn't have to do as much work on the weekend, because he does work on the weekends as well. Okay, so let's see. Hope he's better now. He is getting better. Thank you. He is. Have just quickly come on to see how you are both are getting on with COVID. I am recovering. I still do have a bunged up nose a little bit, but luckily for me, I can taste my food, so it's okay. I am drinking a chai tea latte. My only thing about chai tea latte is I wish it had been extra hot, of which it was not. And later I have my frappuccino. And I've also got a pan au chocolat. So I'm going to enjoy that later. So I can't wait. Kel will chat with you tomorrow. Take care. Yes, that's fine. We can have a little catch up tomorrow. I'm just getting ready for baby's bedtime. Oh, baby's going to bed. Oh, well, enjoy that. And what I will do, I'll sign off now, and hopefully, oh, glad to hear you're feeling better. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, better, and hopefully next week it'll be all gone. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be all better. I had lovely Indian thali today. Oh, did you? Wow, 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 wow. Oh, a lovely Indian chai. Sorry. Oh, do you know what? I was thinking thali as in food. But you had chai. Do you know what? The one that you get in, it's not a real chai. Do you know what I mean? It's their version of a chai. But I haven't actually I would dearly love to try a real chai, like a proper real Indian chai. I've never tried it. You get the ones from, Starbucks or from Pret, and I love them. I think they're really nice, but I know that's not the proper night. Have a good sleep and have a good evening, and just try to relax, except that you're in there for 5 days, and try to relax. Oh, but bye, Aoife, and catch up with you soon. But yeah, I understand that the chai lattes aren't you know the real chai Indian chai tea lattes, which one day I would love, love, love to try. Anyway, I suppose that will be me for now. Come over, both of you. I'd love to make you a traditional cup of chai. Oh, bless you. We will one day. I think you're Birmingham as well, aren't you? Are you? Is it Birmingham where you are? There's places for chai now, like chai fellas. Oh, really? There's places for chai now, like chai. Do you know what? There probably is a real place in London. But I never think, oh, do you know what? Let me go and try a chai tea there. But it's difficult because I suppose a lot of places that you go to would be more like restaurants, so they expect you to have food. And we went to Dishoom, but I didn't see that they had chai tea in Dishoom. Dishoom's now on Deliveroo. They don't do everything, like they do delicious lamb chops Dishoom, but that wasn't on. But they do have them lamb samosas. Do you know what? Maybe later or tomorrow, I might treat myself. Why shouldn't I treat myself to a little Dishoom? Birmingham, right. So yeah, you're where Ray Ray is. So yeah, we could come up see you and Ray Ray. Mark has been talking. We've been thinking about coming up to Birmingham. I don't know if we'll get there this year, but maybe we could try and fit it in our plans. I'll have to sort of like have a look. I do quite a few franchises everywhere. You should try. I'll take a look. They are just little calves. All right, chai fellas. All right, I'll take a look, see if there's any in London, because that could be quite interesting. Street food and chai is lovely. Yeah, Dishoom actually specializes. I want to say not. It's not Bangladesh. It does begin with a B though, but it's not. I have to look it up because we do actually say in the video because they do a little blurb on their menu. Um, yes, girl. Yeah, exactly. Why shouldn't I indulge in those lamb samosas? They're almost as good as my granddad. They're not quite, but they're almost as good as my granddad's, and I love them so much. Them samosas are nice, but they also do the lamb cutlets, and they're really nice as well. They're lamb cutlets. But they don't do it on the takeaway menu. But they do have like these other dishes that they didn't have in the other dish room. But there is another dish room. Because we went to the one in King's Cross. I really should try the one in Covent Garden so I can compare the both. I will do that one day. I'll book a table and go to the one in Covent Garden. Maybe during the week I'll do it, and then because it'll be less packed and stuff like that. So go during the week and try it out and see how they are. Yeah, it could be good. All right then, guys. I am going to leave you for now. Oh god, I've been chatting like for almost 2 hours. I'm 10 minutes shy of 2 hours. So I'm going to leave you guys now, and I'm going to go downstairs. I've got a delivery today. I told you, you guys earlier about got a delivery with the Central Perk cookbook, which is an offshoot of Friends, but it's an official one. And I've got the Harry Potter Goblet of Fire, the giant illustrated book. I'll probably show it in the next live actually. So I'll go and open it, see how it is and that, and then probably show it on the next live. Wow, your granddad made them. Yeah, yeah, he did. He made that and gâteau brésil, but you probably have a similar version, which is like an aubergine fritter. So it's like a fried aubergine fritter. And yeah, I luckily now I know how to make the fried aubergine fritters, but I don't know how my granddad used to make. I have an idea how he used to make the samosas. He used to use sausage meat, potatoes, and peas, but I don't know what seasonings that he used. That's the crux of it, isn't it? That's the speciality, is to know the seasoning that would go in it. And yeah, that's the shame of it, really. I don't know. And he used to crush his own. He used to make his own curry powder. He used to crush and make his own sort of spices and curry powders and stuff like that. So I don't know. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't I didn't get a chance to learn all of that. But I was very young at the time, and sort of that sort of thing didn't interest me then. So it was a real shame that I didn't get to learn how to do those things, because once the person's no longer here, those sort of recipes and things are gone. So it's really, really sad. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's a shame. But I do know how to make gâteau brésil, so at least that's something. But yeah, I should try my hand at samosas, but I don't think I've got the patience, to be quite honest. My mum's friend, she used to make spring rolls, and they were absolutely delicious. They were out of this world. But again, they are very time consuming, very, very time consuming, and I don't think I don't like cooking anyway, so let alone going to then create. I don't mind baking. Baking I quite like. Um, but then going to do all of that, that's just too much, I think. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm so glad you could join me, and it's been such fun chatting to you all. But I am gonna go now, and I'm gonna go and get some snacks. I don't know what snacks. I've got some chicken yakitori in the fridge, and I've got leftover ebikatsu and some tama squid. I've also got some crisps right beside me, and I've got pain au chocolat. So I've got quite a few things to choose from. And with that, I'm going to leave you. I hope you are all going to have a good weekend. Please have a fantastic weekend. Keep yourself safe. And remember, you are never too old to have fun. So everybody take care, and bye for now. And hopefully I will catch you in the next live. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye for now.